My name is Richard McMunn from the interview training company passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to pass an Emirates cabin crew interview. So if you either have an Emirates cabin crew interview coming up or you are starting to prepare for the assessment centre in advance of the date that you will receive, please do make sure you watch this tutorial from beginning to end, because I promise you it will not only teach you how to prepare fully, but it will make you the standout candidate. So please take notes, and as I say, watch it from beginning to end. So in this Emirates cabin crew interview training tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to prepare fully for the interview, how to be the standout candidate. And there is a couple of things that define a standout candidate, and I will talk about them as we progress through the tutorial. I will also explain the main difference between those people who prepare for the cabin crew interview with Emirates and those people who really prepare. So I'm going to give you some great tips to help you, get the most out of your preparation time. And I will also disclose the likely Emirates cabin crew interview questions that will come up, and I will tell you how to answer them. Now, I have spent about 6 hours today creating unique answers to the questions that I'm going to run through during this tutorial. So I've put a lot of time into them, and they will help you to structure your own. So I will talk through my answers and explain the reasons why I have chosen the words and phrases that I have done. Now, before I do that, a very warm welcome to this Emirates cabin crew interview training tutorial. My name is Richard McMunn, that's me there in the centre. I've been helping people for about 20 years now to pass their interviews, and I do that specifically by giving you top scoring answers. I'm a former fire officer for about 17 years, and then I started this YouTube channel and the website passmyinterview.com to help you pass your interviews. Please do subscribe to the channel by clicking the red button below the video, and then you won't miss out on any of the training videos that I'm uploading. And I would also very, very much appreciate your support if you gave the video a like. That always motivates me to create more for you. Thank you very much. Let me run through a number of Emirates cabin crew interview tips before I get into those all-important interview questions and answers. So tip number one, remember to sell yourself at the Emirates cabin crew interview. And in particular, tell them the skills, the qualities, the attributes, and the experience that you possess that makes you the standout candidate. So we need to think about the skills that you have, whether you're very good at customer service, you are great with communication skills, interpersonal skills, and also you have a thorough understanding of safety. But we need to think about what makes you the standout candidate. So Emirates, as you and I know, are probably the best airline in the world. Therefore, competition is fierce, and they will choose the best candidates. They will choose the best people. So we need to think about what your USP is, your unique selling point. What are you good at doing? What can you bring, and this is important, to the Emirates cabin crew team? What can you bring to the team that is going to benefit them? So we will talk about your good bits during the answers, and we will also focus on the Emirates team. That's really important. Do take a note of that. We don't want to be going to the interview and talking solely about I do this, I do that, I can bring this. We want to talk about the Emirates team and how you can benefit them in particular. Tip number three, consider carefully what impact being cabin crew will have on your life. So of course, it's probably your dream to be cabin crew with Emirates, and you really, really want this, but have you considered the impact on your life, the social impact, and also the physical impact? What impact will it have on you personally? So do think about that, and I'm not trying to put you off in any way. I just think it's wise and it's very important to think about the good parts and also the challenging aspects of the role. So if the cabin crew interview recruitment staff from Emirates were to say to you, tell me what you expect to be doing on a day-to-day basis in the role of cabin crew, and also how do you think it's going to impact you? Could you answer that question? Tip number four, provide evidential-based answers to the Emirates cabin crew interview questions that warrant it. So if they say to you, so you are good at customer service, can you give us an example in the past of when you went above and beyond to help somebody else? You need to give evidence-based answers. So I will teach you exactly how to do that during this tutorial by using what's called the STAR technique, and I will go through an example. So where you can give evidence of where you already meet the key skills and qualities required to be cabin crew, that will help you to stand out. Because if you've already done those kind of things, great customer service, working in a safe environment, following rules and procedures, taking good care of yourself, going above and beyond, then it's going to help you. Tip number 5, obviously service is absolutely paramount in the role of Emirates cabin crew. So I'm not just talking about, good service. I'm talking about exceptional standout service. So you could fly with another airline and you will probably get good service. Fly with Emirates and it's a different standard altogether. So think about times you have been in previously where you have provided really, really good service. And also think about what good service means to you. So if they ask you the question, what does customer service mean to you? Could you answer that question? Tip number 6. Now, obviously, safety is the most important element of the cabin crew role, and being able to follow rules and procedures is really, really important because primarily you are there for the safety of the passengers. So we want to make sure that safety features heavily during your answers to the interview questions. A lot of people will just focus purely on service, but they will leave out safety. But trust me, safety is very, very important in this role. It's crucial. Tip number 7. How would you deal with a difficult passenger as Emirates cabin crew? How would you deal with them? So consider that carefully. I will give you a suggested answer to that question, how would you deal with a difficult passenger, as we progress through this tutorial. But think about the process you would go through if you came across a difficult passenger. What would you consider? Tip number 8, you have to really want to become Emirates cabin crew. If you don't, this is going to come across at the interview. So we need to prepare you in respect of your answers to the interview questions, but also how you say them. Okay, we have to make sure that your answers are passionate and they are also genuine. So always remember this. Throughout the selection process, you are applying to become part of the Emirates cabin crew team. I've already touched on this briefly. But we want to talk about the team in your answers. So if you were dealing with a customer and providing great service, you could say I was dealing with a customer and at all times I wanted to, make sure that I gave great service because the organization has a strong brand and I wanted to make sure that I helped out the team whilst doing that. Whilst dealing with a customer, I consulted my colleague to see whether they could come up with some other suggestions about how we could provide exceptional service. So you're thinking about the team in everything that you do. So as soon as you turn up to the Emirates cabin crew assessment and the interview, remember that you're being assessed. So think about how you interact with the other candidates there and what you say. You have to be yourself. But think about this. The recruitment staff might be walking past. They might come and see what you're up to and how you're interacting with other people. So always be professional at all times, whether you're on a break, whether you're in between assessments, and even when you turn up to the venue for the interview, when you're speaking to people. Always be polite and remember, have that at the forefront of your mind. I am being assessed at all times. So my final Emirates cabin crew interview tip before we move on to the questions and answers. It's not just what you say during the Emirates cabin crew interview, it's how you say it. So make sure you give genuine, passionate responses to the interview questions. And this will come across in how you say it, your body language, and also they will see it in your eyes. Okay, that probably sounds a little bit far-fetched, but they will. They will see it in your responses, so we have to be genuine. And remember, the recruitment staff at Emirates have heard it all before. They've heard all of the responses, so they are highly experienced in being able to pick out those people who really mean what they are saying. So let me start working through 7 Emirates cabin crew interview questions and my suggested answers to help you prepare. So the first question is going to be the tell me about yourself question. So this is your opportunity to start off, to build a little bit of confidence, to settle down in the interview. But my advice is to use positive keywords and phrases in your answer to this first Emirates Cabin Crew interview question, and I will give you some examples of those in a second. Refer to your ability to provide exceptional service levels, any previous experience that you have that's applicable to the role, and above all, your knowledge of the importance of safety. Here's my answer to this question. I'm someone who has very high standards, takes great pride in my appearance and how I present myself, and also my ability to work with others closely to achieve a team's objectives. Over the years, I believe I've gained plenty of applicable experience and transferable skills that will benefit the team in my duties as cabin crew with the best airline in the world, Emirates. I fully understand how important it is to provide consistently exceptional service, to always follow the airline's rules, procedures and strict safety standards, and to work hard to be entirely representative of the strong Emirates brand that has obviously been built up over many years of hard work and dedication. Second question of your Emirates cabin crew interview. So why do you want to be cabin crew? Now obviously they will have heard all of the usual answers before. It's always been my dream. I want to travel the world. But remember, being cabin crew with Emirates is about brilliant service, great teamwork, and also very high standards and safety. So make sure your answer is unique to you and genuine. You have to really mean it. And remember, as I say, the Emirates recruitment staff have heard literally hundreds of responses to this question before. So we want to give them a good one, a genuine one that you really believe in. Here is my suggested answer to the cabin crew interview question, why do you want to be cabin crew? I've been working for a long time now preparing myself for the position of cabin crew with Emirates. This is the only airline I want to be cabin crew with, and it has been an ambition of mine for many years. Now, the main reason why I want to be cabin crew is simply because the core skills and qualities needed to perform highly in this role are a very close match to my own natural abilities and skill set. I'm someone who sets high standards, prefers to work as part of a team with other like-minded people, and who really enjoys providing exceptional service. I feel very comfortable serving other people and doing all I can to make their experience the best it can be. I also much prefer to be someone who has both the responsibility and accountability for tasks that perhaps other people don't want to do. As cabin crew, there comes a huge amount of responsibility, especially in respect of safety and quality service standards, and I want to be part of the team who takes care of these important areas. So you will notice that you are referring to the important aspects of being cabin crew, how they are aligned to your own natural skill set, and more importantly, I've referred to the word team quite often during that response because I'm aware as cabin crew you are working as part of a team, and not just a team of cabin crew but the whole Emirates team, everyone who works as part of the team to provide that great level of service. Why Emirates? So why do you want to work for Emirates? So again, you have to provide a genuine answer to this Emirates cabin crew interview question. So consider carefully what the Emirates brand means to you. So I know what it means to me and what it symbolises, the best service in the world. But carry out some research yourself in respect of the Emirates mission statement and what they are striving to achieve. So you could go online and search for Emirates mission statement and find out a little bit about them and what they stand for. So here's a strong answer to this question. Why do you want to work for Emirates? I want to be cabin crew with Emirates for 3 specific reasons. The first reason is simply the Emirates brand. It stands for the pinnacle of service quality and, as is usually the case with leading organisations in any industry from around the world, you always put your customers' needs first. I have very high personal standards myself, and I would feel immensely proud to be a part of this much admired team. The second reason is the fact that you are always striving to improve in order to deliver complete customer satisfaction. You clearly do this by only employing the best people who genuinely want to be part of the Emirates brand, and also by looking to use innovative methods that ensure you continually improve. Finally, it was a number of years ago that I first came across the Emirates brand whilst walking through an airport terminal. I noticed the absolute class and professionalism that exuded from the cabin crew team, and I knew then Emirates was the only airline that I wanted to work for. So I believe that's a strong answer. That's what I would personally say, what the brand means to me, and the main reasons why I would want to work for Emirates as cabin crew. And there have been examples before of people who have applied to work as cabin crew for Emirates and they have failed. Then they wait the 6 months they have to apply again. People who have who've tried 4 or 5 times before they've been successful because they solely want to work for Emirates. They are really passionate about it. And that would demonstrate to me that that person who keeps trying and more importantly improves every time, following not being successful, that person genuinely wants to work for that organisation. What qualities are needed to be cabin crew with Emirates? So this cabin crew interview question should be relatively easy to answer. However, think about the Emirates brand again and what they stand for in your response. So my advice is to tell the interviewer the qualities needed and then back them up with reasons why they are important. So anybody can say, well, one of the qualities is you have to be great at customer service, but give a reason why. This will help you to stand out from the other candidates. So tell them the quality and the reason why it's important. Here we go. There are many different qualities needed to become competent as cabin crew with Emirates. Top of the list is the understanding of safety and being able to follow strict rules and procedures. The cabin crew team are there primarily for the safety of their passengers, and it is vital we would operate as a team to provide a safe and secure flight. Another quality is being able to provide genuine, high-quality service in line with the Emirates brand that caters for the needs of all passengers. Emirates service is different to other airlines, and you have to have a genuine passion and desire to serve people. You must be patient, act with confidence, and also show empathy whenever the situation requires it. Having strong interpersonal and communication skills is also very important as part of the cabin crew team. You also need to be flexible in your role and be available to help out the team when needed. There may be times when a member of the cabin crew team is off sick, and you must be willing to help out and cover when required. You must also be true to the Emirates values, be friendly, positive and courteous, and also demonstrate maturity and have a genuine passion for helping others. So I've listed a lot of qualities there, and I've done that deliberately because I think in order to be competent as cabin crew, you have to have lots of qualities, lots of them. Next question of your Emirates cabin crew interview. How would you deal with a difficult passenger? This is a tough question. So remain calm, be friendly, positive and polite, and always remember you are representing the Emirates brand. Say you will follow your training at all times and use effective communication and listening skills to diffuse a situation and resolve it quickly and professionally. So here's my suggested answer to the cabin crew interview question. How would you deal with a difficult passenger? I would first and foremost always follow my training and remember that I am representing the Emirates brand. I would listen to the passenger and ask appropriate questions to establish the main cause of the problem, whilst using effective communication and interpersonal skills. I would use appropriate facial expressions, for example, to convey the right reaction to what the passenger was saying, and I would then look to resolve the situation quickly once I had established all of the facts. I think it's really important to always listen, be friendly and polite, and serve the passenger based on their own needs. Now, if I was ever unsure, I would speak to another member of the team for advice and guidance. However, I am confident that I would be able to competently deal with a difficult passenger quickly, professionally, and in line with the training I would have received. Next question. When have you gone above and beyond what was required? So, this is what Emirates is all about, going above and beyond, doing much better than the rest of them. So this is a behavioural type cabin crew interview question where you have to give a previous specific example of a situation you've already been in. So it says, when have you gone above and beyond what was required? So we have to give them an actual situation that you were in previously. Now, my advice when answering this question is to use a STAR technique for structuring your answer to this tough Emirates cabin crew interview question. Now, the STAR technique is situation, so you tell them the situation you were in. The task, you explain the task that needed to be done. You then tell them the action that you took, and then finally you tell them the result following your action. So in the response that follows now to this interview question, I will utilize the STAR technique to help you. Here we go. In a previous role, I was serving a customer in store and they were having difficulty choosing the right product for their needs. The store was very busy and we had limited staff available, but I really wanted to help the customer choose the right product. I felt it was my task to give them a really good level of service, as I know how frustrating it can be at times when you can't find what you need. I asked another member of staff who was on their break to come back early to cover the storefront so I could assist the customer. I then spent approximately 5 minutes asking the customer questions and explaining the different options that were available to them in respect of the products we offered. After a few minutes of looking after them, they decided on the right product that was suited to their needs. They thanked me for the additional time I spent helping them, and since that day, they've been a regular at the store. Finally, I thanked my work colleague for coming back from their break early to help me out with the customer. That is a very strong response because it utilizes situation, task, action, result, and you are also going above and beyond. You are putting in steps to make sure that the storefront is still looked after, and then you are thanking your work colleague who has assisted you in achieving this task of going above and beyond. Next question, how would you resolve conflict between yourself and a co-worker? Now, obviously, we want you to get on with everybody. So when working as a team, you have to put the team first. It's not about you, it's about the team. And that's what I would focus on when answering this question. So the airline must always come first, and any form of conflict is unhelpful and also unprofessional, and it can't happen in the eyes of other people. So you must be honest when answering this cabin crew interview question, but here is my own response to what I would personally do in a situation that involves conflict. Whilst working as part of a team, any form of conflict or disagreement should be resolved quickly so the team can move forward. I think it's important to put any personal feelings aside and remember you have a responsibility at work to collaborate collectively in order to achieve your objectives. I would resolve conflict by listening to the other person's viewpoint, putting forward calmly my own thoughts and considerations before suggesting a resolution that was in the best interests of the team. I have rarely had any form of conflict whilst at work, and I would always put the needs of the team first and remember how important it is to act with professionalism, integrity, and high standards at all times. So, if you would like my full set of cabin crew interview questions and answers to help you pass your Emirates interview, there is a link that's appeared right there in the top right hand corner of the screen. If you click that, it will take you through to my website where you can download my full set of cabin crew top scoring answers. I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial. As I say, I took my time to go through it and make sure that we covered everything, and you've got some really strong tips for helping you prepare fully for your Emirates cabin crew interview. Please don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate your support. If you also liked the video, thank you very much. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments section below the video, and I'd also very much like to hear your preparation stories as well, and whereabouts you are along the Emirates cabin crew selection process. Tell me where you are, and I'll come on and respond each day. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best in being the standout candidate during your Emirates cabin crew interview. Have a brilliant day.